Hey everyone, and welcome back. Sorry I've been away for a few weeks. I ran into some health issues, and I wanted to get all the way better before I started working on content, so I could actually be like fully mentally there. But this content has kind of been tucked away for a while, and I'm finally making a new episode of Maelinfell, as you can see by the thumbnail and all that good stuff. It's our Norse-inspired village, very heavily inspired by Assassin's Creed Valhalla. So yeah, we're working on that again, and it's been a pretty long time since I last worked on it, but part of it did disappear during the Great Purge, and so I'm building it back better than ever. So without further ado, let's get on with the intro and on with the video. Alright, so originally this area consisted of two small homes and one small fisherman's home along the water. Now once again that got purged, so I decided to change this up and make some additional storage areas near the water and add new details to the ground level of the buildings and the environment. Now I've noticed with a lot of my older builds that I didn't really do a very good job with like the external atmosphere, especially pertaining to like plants and trees and things like that. So I've been steadily working on it so I can get better and make everything a little bit more realistic, at least from the outside point of view. Now, Maelinfell is a perfect opportunity for this, as it has a very natural element to its design, and it's a village that is known for being in touch with nature, and they even worship elemental deities as their main religion. Now, nature and the protection of nature are very important to the people of Maelinfell, and they have fought outsiders over the years that have threatened the land that they have ownership of, like logging or trying to build settlements too close to them. They're not necessarily a hostile, mean people, but they are very protective over what they believe in. So, you can't really blame them on this one. The village is pretty small, don't get me wrong, but they are a proud people and they are ferocious in their beliefs, just like I said. Now, because of this, they rarely encounter hostile groups of anybody at this point, as the reputation they created has been struck in the minds of so many, and it's definitely better to just leave them be and live their lives than to fight them or encroach upon their territory. So, there's a little brief history lesson from Maelinfell, and I have a lot more to talk about, so we'll get into that into some later episodes. The village is about 60% complete now, give or take, so I will be adding more structures towards the water and a few more buildings stretching outward from the main camp to kind of give it a little bit of a feel to where it's not just clumped in one small area. It's actually kind of spread out a little bit. So definitely stay tuned. There's going to be some really cool stuff there. Just like always, if you like this video, if you like the content, I know I'm not as active lately since I got sick, but I plan on getting back to normal. Please hit that like button, comment below, subscribe if you haven't already. That'd be great. Now that that's over, that's pretty much it. So enjoy the rest of the video and the time lapse. I will be right back for the walkthrough and we'll get a close eye view on everything here. Alright everybody, so here we have the little bit of the village that we had kind of last built. So there's a stave church, some housing, things like that. So the new things that we built, as you can see, are these two buildings here, and then around the bend we have those little guys by the water. So what I'll do is we'll just do the walkthrough just like always, and as you can see here, this is literally where I stopped. Like right where this fence is, there was nothing here. That was part of the Great Purge. So I decided to kind of even out the path a little bit, kind of make it a little bit more true to life and make it a little bit more realistic. Right off here, of course, we just have some storage areas. We have the small wall that helps with any water rising by chance. But going into this house, I really enjoy it. It's very similar to this home in terms of structure. However, it's laid out a fair amount differently. So following in with the theme of what we had before, we have the area for them cooking right here in the center, surrounded by stone so it doesn't do too much. And then the smoke would rise, and it goes through these little holes and these little windows, so it doesn't go absolutely crazy and smoke anybody out. But you can see here we have a small eating area. We have some brooms. We have some herbs drying out from that heat. And from that smoke coming through the fire. It's definitely a small, compact area. However, it works really well for these people, and it allows them to be able to cook while also drying out certain herbs and fruits to be able to use them for later use. And here we have the bedroom. Simple enough. 2 beds, a dresser. Very, very simple. Nothing too crazy. And I like the use of trapdoors here to kind of have that separation. I think it looks really, really cool. But if we go down here, before we go into the other house, I just want to show you. So we have this overhang here, very small, but it's enough to keep it very dry with the thatch roofing and everything. But if you cut through this small little spot here, you're going to see a small little garden. This is, I want to say barley. I'm kind of forgetful on that one, but yeah, so we have that, and then we have this small little area which feeds into another small garden just on the other side. But yeah, this is the back side of the diagonal house and the one we just looked at. So if we cut through here, you could definitely see, once again, we got a big old cart there, kind of trying to stay dry. Juts out a little bit, but that's okay. And then we're going to go into this house. So right off the bat, once again, drying off the clothes, washing them. If you come around the backside, we have some potatoes growing. Gotta love potatoes. You can mash them and put them in stews and do everything you want with them. And then we have this beautiful, massive diagonal house. Now, this was a little bit of a change from kind of how the other buildings were constructed, but I decided to try to do it. I mean, you can see here pretty much kitchen table, the fireplace, essentially, right? This one is not in the ground. I tried a few different designs. It didn't look good, so I felt this one would be okay. We have multiple beds, so this is a large family. 3 beds, dressers, some storage, some bear hide and stuff like that, hanging, drying out. But yeah, I really like it. Small little kitchen area, nothing too crazy. It's a little cramped. I really like the way they came out with the thatch detailed roof, like kind of layered in here. But yeah, so this is the diagonal house, and like I said, I think it came out really well. Really love the way it is. It's much more spacious than most of the other homes, but it looks good. So what we'll do is we will follow this pathway. Now, of course, I haven't done anything over here because we aren't there just yet, so excuse the blandness, but we're going to go around this path here, and there's a few different ways, but we're going to take this way first. So this is where we just were. Like I said, we have this beautiful rock wall, and then right here we have the first storage building. So it has a little bit of an opening here that you can close to keep the rain out. That was a design that I was originally going to make this like a small house, but it just didn't work. So I left it open in case it needed to air out, like in case the fish got too stinky or something. You can air it out a little bit and kind of still have the storage space you need. But here it is. So we have some fisherman nets, some coal for cooking, some tobacco. Just like I said, the 2 storage areas in this spot are all about being close to the water. So this is actually a storage building as well. So only 2 houses, 2 storage areas. But as you can see here, we have this beautiful overhang. We have some moss since it's closer to the water. It would definitely make sense that the thatch would go bad over time. We have barrels, the typical decorations that we typically have in here. And down here, of course, there's nothing that way. But if you go around this way, we do have a small little garden area. You can walk past it and come over here. Of course, we have this building that's made out of wood. We have these wooden ramps here that I think looked really good on the roof. But what we'll do is we will take this path downward. And like I said, I hadn't decorated all the way. It pretty much stops pretty hard right here just because I still have a few more things to build. But once again, we have all of this. Now, it's supposed to look kind of messy. The dock's supposed to be kind of cluttered. But as you can see here, these are not for boats. These are strictly for fishing. We have some barrels in the water, things like that, just to kind of add to it. And I did a lot of detailing here on the beach, having lots of different vegetation, different types of sand blending in a little bit with the grass, and of course some like moss on the water, things like that to really try to tie this together. And then I tried to layer this wall as much as possible to really make it come through. But you can see we have like crab nets and stuff like that to just really hone in on that fisherman lifestyle. And so if we follow this path here, once again, fish, barrels, netting, things like that, traps. And then we have just another small dock here. You sit down, you can fish, all that good stuff. And just look at that beautiful view. I mean, it's just lovely. So this path wraps all the way around back into the main path here. And that's that. So let me give you a quick little flyover. Like I said, all of this was new. I think it definitely blends in with this city or village a lot better than the original one that I did. I'm really happy with the way that this came out. I'm going to layer this beach pretty detailed all the way around. So it's going to look really gorgeous at the end of it. As you can see here in the journey map, the layout is just really, really cool. And another thing that we're going to do eventually, hopefully in the next episode, is change this tree. So this is the tree of life. It's a very important tree in the history of Elmoran, and there's multiple of them scattered around. I thought I did a good job making this. I think it looks actually pretty bad now. It definitely needs to be significantly larger, but I have no idea how to make trees, so I'm going to practice on that and try to make the best of it. But that is pretty much that. So if you've stuck around this long, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thanks for tuning into this video. If you have any ideas, definitely let me know. Maelinfell is a very interesting area, so I think there's a lot we could work with. So anyways, thank you so much, just like always, for being here. This is Legendary Porpoise signing off. Hope you have a good day, happy gaming, and I'll catch you next time.